Good morning, friends. First of all, let me just start right off the bat by thanking you so much for your patience. I'm usually here Thursday mornings. I wasn't able to be with you yesterday, so I'm coming to you first thing this morning because I want to make sure we talk about something amazing, something that you can start right now and get your brand really in sync with what you're doing and get out of your own way. I know you've heard that 1,000 times. You're in your own way, you're getting stuck, but it's all your fault. I'm going to talk to you today about why that is and how to fix it. I am Amber Griffiths with Your Brand by Design, and I'm a branding expert and rock star, which means there's no apologies, no caveats, no disclaimers, just 100% of who I am and what I offer, my expertise, coming out to you and helping you in the best way I know how, right? So let's jump in. First of all, your story. It's beautiful, it's lovely, but I have talked to so many people just in the last 48 hours, but especially, over 20 years, talking to people who get stuck in it. That means that they have this story they've been telling themselves about why they can't do this, why they can do this, what's amazing, what's awful, and they can't quite let go of this verbatim story. They have been telling it for so long, it really is just this performance. And it goes beyond, think of the last time you went to a networking event and you know that you ask somebody, what do you do? And you get the response, it's absolutely verbatim what they told the previous person. You know that they've got it down so well that there's no emotion behind it, no connection behind it, no attachment. It's just spewing, right? It's just autopilot. That's how your story can be if you don't let it go. You get stuck in your head of, as soon as this happens, I can do this. And once I do this, then I can have all the things I want. And until then, I can't do anything about it. I'm just stuck and I'm this victim of my own circumstance. Absolute hogwash, people. Absolute nonsense. And there's nothing short of actually getting in your face and explaining that to you. This is what I'm trying to do. You've got to let it go. Your story is part of you, absolutely, and you can learn from it. And by sharing it and sharing it appropriately and in the right way, you can really make it work for you instead of wallowing in it and let it get in your own way. So, for example, your story, your expertise, your experience, it makes you uniquely qualified to help your ideal client, right? You have been where they've been, you have suffered what they have suffered, but because of that, you get to help them get out of it. But if you're stuck in that story, you're going to be wallowing right in there with them. You can feel their pain, just don't bleed with them at the same time. The whole reason why your story makes you amazing is because you have had the issue, you've had the challenge, and you have risen above. You have moved beyond it, you have seen the light, you have developed a program to get away from it, to get better and more successful and move on. Right? That's what you're telling your people. You're saying, I've been there, I can help you, let's be successful. Let me help you see that there's something more on the other side of it. If you can't get past your own nonsense, you're not qualified to help them anymore. Let that sink in for a second. No matter what your expertise level is, no matter what your certifications and qualifications are, if you can't let go of the misery and the BS that you're telling yourself, you're not qualified to help them anymore. You need help as much as they do. Do you believe me? Okay, let's look at it this way. Spoke to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. And I said, and it's branding, of course, that's what I do. And I said, let's try to figure out a way to move you forward past this. Let's talk about this and this and this. We're going to do these 3 steps. And she immediately started giving me the laundry list of why she couldn't help because of this. And until this happened, she couldn't actually move forward in her brand until this happened. And she had, all the excuses. And the bottom line is all those things that she was talking about, she had already achieved. She had already overcome them. They were already in place, but because they weren't perfect, she didn't think she could have more. And all they were was a list of excuses that kept her from really moving past and moving forward and being amazing and letting her other clients know that she was amazing. So how are you supposed to help people if you're still wallowing in your nonsense? Instead of being able to take that whole laundry list and saying, look what I've achieved. Look at all those same challenges that I had. I found a way around them. I found a way through them, past them, above them. Let me show you how. She was still in that story of not enough, Can't quite get there. I'm waiting until blah, blah, blah. You've all been there. In fact, you probably told yourself one of those lines this morning. I would love to help you get out of that. Let's have a quick conversation, a discovery duet. It's just me and you. And let's look into your story, figure out the way you can actually build on the story and share it in a way that is a success story and how you thrive and how you survived it, however you want to look at that. Let's make it work for you and have you share it in a way that inspires and engages your ideal client. I would love to have a conversation with you. What's the best way to get a hold of me? You can drop a line in the comments below that just says duet, and I will reach out to you. We'll schedule something. You can also follow this page, Your Brand by Design. It's Branding Rockstar on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. Any of those things would get you an opportunity to learn and get tips and find ways to little things that you can do to your brand that'll really liven it up and elevate it. You can also just go to my website, yourbrandbydesign.com/duet. It takes you right to my calendar. You can pick the spot that works best for your schedule, and you and I will have a conversation about how you can share your story and not get stuck in it. Sound fair? I cannot wait to hear from you. I can't wait to chat with you and help you really, really create a rockstar brand. Until then, have a fabulous day, people.